So students, now we will start with our lesson number 6. It's a Janapadas and the Mahajanpadas. Okay. So this one. It is a Janapadas and the Mahajanpada. Okay, students. So in a Janapadas and the Mahajanpadas. Okay. Sir, our first. Okay. So our next lesson, next period, it is a Janapadas. So what is meant by Janapadas? See here the picture, here the picture of the Janapadas. In that picture, what happened? Okay, so in this picture, if you will observe it properly, what they have written, see the peoples are sitting together, and the Janapadas, the Janapadas period is from 1000 BC to 600 BC. It means that it is a before the Christian era. That era is known as the post-Vedic period. If you have read the lesson that Vedic civilization is the best civilization in the ancient period of time. And that this is 1000 BC to 600 BC is considered as the post-Vedic period. And in this period, what happened? Janapadas came into exist when in the period from 1000 BC to 600 BC that the Janapadas came into exist. And Janapadas is what? Very many small states. It is what? Small state. And it has expanded. Means the area, the Janapadas had get expanded from Afghanistan to northwest of Indian subcontinent of the Bengal, Odisha, in the east part of the Odisha and Maharashtra in the south. Underline in your notebook that Janapada, what? Janapada they expand and they spread it from today's Afghanistan, which is to the northwest of Indian subcontinent, to Bengal, Odisha in the east direction, and Maharashtra in the south direction. And listen, students, the Janapadas is also called the Ashmak. Janapada is also called the Ashmak, and they have occupied today's Maharashtra. If you have the textbook, please underline. Janapadas are called dash. Janapadas are called the Ashmak, and they have occupied the today's part of the Maharashtra. And directly, I'm not saying that Janapadas were there or the other peoples, because we got the written sources of history that we have learned in the second lesson, sources of history. That if from that sources of history, we get to know that the names of the Janapadas are found in Sanskrit, Pali, and Ardha Magadhi literature. Literature means it is a kind of the books, and these are the language. In that, what? Sanskrit, Pali, Ardha Magadhi, in that they found these Janapada. And even one can also find information about them in the Greek historian, where we got the information that in Greek history also we got the information about the Janapadas. Okay, then some of the Janapadas have the monarchies. Monarchies means what? Only the king is governing, the people of the village is not taking participant. That is the monarchy. So students, please underline this. What is the meaning of the monarchies? Means only king is, sorry, the king is only governing these Janapadas and no public interference in the administration of that village. And others were the republic. Others were the republic means there were no king, only peoples are handling administration of the Janapadas. Okay, students. And some Janapadas have the Gana Parishad. Gana Parishad, it may the it suppose a village is there. For the village, it is necessary to appoint the people to govern, to administer the village. So that in Jana Parishad, what they have the Gana Parishad. And in that Jana Parishad, having only senior citizen. What they were having? They having the senior citizen. And even the member of the Gana Parishad, the member of the peoples, they are coming together. They are coming together and they are having the discussion. Okay, and they are coming to see in this picture. In this, they are the peoples. They are coming together and they are having discussion regard a discussion, and they made a decision regarding the administrative issues. And the place where making the place where they are making the discussion, that place is known as the Santhangam. That place is known as the Santagar. And even Gautam Buddha is also held from the Shakya Republic. And every Janapada, see, now in our Maharashtra, having only one village, no, having various villages. So in the same way, even 36 districts, and every Janapada, they have their own coinage. Coinage means they are using the coin for the transaction or the trade. So every Janapada has their own coinage. Now next, and I also wanted to tell you that Janapada. Janapada means what? Many small states. Many small states. Many small states. Or the Ashmak is also called as a Janapadas also. But the Mahajanpada, as I told you, that in Mahajanpada, this Janapada, if they expanded their geographical boundaries, that is known as the Mahajan Padas. Okay, even in our ancient period of Indian history, we have total 16 Mahajan Padas. We have how many? 16 Mahajan Padas. Underline in your notebook, in your textbook, that in the literature, it is written that there in the 6th century BCE, there are 16 Mahajan Padas were there, and among that 16, Kosala, Avanti, Vats, and Magda, these four are the powerful Mahajan Padas. Which are the four powerful Mahajan Padas among all the 16? That are the Kosala, Avanti, Magda, and the Vatsa. These are the four. So here I made a small description about this lesson. So students, it is requested, please take a screenshot so that you can get the detailed information about it. So these are the four powerful Mahajan Padas, that are Kosala, Vatsa, Avanti, and Magda. Okay, students. So first we will learn about the Kosala. See, in this Kosala, this Mahajan Pada, it is located at the foothill of the Himalaya in the region of the Uttar Pradesh and Nepal, where the Kosala has spreaded. It has spreaded from the foothills of the Himalayas in the region of Uttar Pradesh and the Nepal. And this Shravasti is the famous city of the Kosala. Even Kosala, sorry, not Kosala, what Shravasti is a city of the Kosala. And along with that, Kushavati and Saket. These are the three, which Shravasti, Kushavati, and Saket. These are the cities, famous cities of the Kosala. And the Shravasti is the capital of it. And then Gautam Buddha had lived famous Vihara Jetwan at Shravasti for a long time ago in the Kosala. What in the Kosala? What is Jetwan? Is a at Shravasti is a place Vihara at Shravasti. There, Gautam Buddha stayed for a long time. Even the king of the Kosala was a Prasanjit, and he was a follower of Gautam Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir. Later on, this Kosala get emerged with the Magda, because Magda was a Mahajanpada, and the Magda still he wanted to expand the geographical boundary, so that the Kosala get merged in the Magda. Then the next one is a Vatsa. The Mahajanpada Vatsa is located in the region around the Prayag. Prayag is the name of the place that is Allahabad, India, and it is in Uttar Pradesh. In Vatsa, first it is called as the Prayag, then it becomes Allahabad. Okay, and then later on it is in Uttar Pradesh. Then in this, the capital of the Vatsa is the Kosum. And this Kosum is an ancient city of Kaushambi. The capital of Vatsa is the Kosum, and it is a ancient city of the Kaushambi. And even it's this Kosum, okay, which is a very important center for trade. And three extremely rich merchant of the Kaushambi, they built three viharas for Gautam Buddha and his followers. Who has built the viharas for Gautam Buddha and his followers? The rich merchant, means the person who having lots of wealth. That merchant has built three viharas for Gautam Buddha. Then here the Prasanjit is a king of the Kosala. Here the king Uddayana is the king of the Vatsa, and he is also a contemporary of the Gautam Buddha. And after a king of Uddayana, the state could not maintain his independence for a long time, and the king of Avanti conquered the Vatsa. See, Kosala get merged with the Magda, and Avanti is also wanted to expand his empire, so that they get this one Vatsa. After the death of the king Uddayana, they are unable to maintain their independence, so that the king of the Avanti conquered this Mahajanpada. Then the Avanti. This Avanti, it is located in the Malwa region of the Madhya Pradesh. Where it is located? It is located in the Malwa region of the Madhya Pradesh. Shravasti is the capital of the Kosala, Vatsa is the capital of the Kosam, and Ujjain was a capital of Avanti. And this Ujjaini is also an important trade for center. And the king of this Avanti was a Pradyut. See, Kosala king Prasanjit, king Uddayana Vatsa king. And in Avanti there is a Pradyut. What? Pradyan is also a contemporary of the Gautam Buddha and Vardhaman Mahavir. And during the region of King Nandivardhan, see, they have the during the time of the king Nandivarman, this Avanti get emerged in the Magda, and the Magda become a powerful Mahajanpada in ancient period of history. Okay, then this reason behind the rise of the Magda Empire, that we have learned that Kosala get emerged in a Magda, and they Avanti, what Avanti, they ruled, they attacked or they conquered the state of Avanti, and at the time of the Nandivardhan, this Avanti get merged in the Magda. Okay, students, now we are going to learn the reasons behind the rise of the Magda Empire. Okay, see, Ajat Shatru. What? Ajat Shatru. Ajat Shatru is what? The son of the Bimbisara. He continued the policy of means this Ajat, just like the Bimbisara, Ajat Shatru is also started to conquered various places, and he expanded his Magadha empire. And even this Ajat Shatru successfully conquered many republics of the east part of India and the kingdom of the Magadha. It gets prosperous. Prosperous means it get flourished at the time of the Gautam Buddha. Then after the Mahaparinirvana, means after the death of the Gautam Buddha, the first Buddhist council was held at Rajgriha. When it is held after the Mahaparinirvana of the Gautam Buddha, the first Buddhist council were held at Rajgriha. So students, so in the Rajgriha also, this was Rajgriha. And Rajgriha is the capital of the Magda that we have learned. But when the Ajatashatru came on the throne and he was started to expand his empire, then after the Rajgriha, Patligram means the Patliputra. First it was the Patligram, now it is a Patliputra was the capital. It is the capital of this Magadha empire. And even just right now, this Patliputra is an area nearby the Patna. In your textbook, they have written of the vicinity. vicinity. The meaning of that word is the nearby area. And this Bimbisara, the son of the Bimbisara, is the noteworthy. Noteworthy means is a very proper, strong. We can say the strong also or capable king of the Magadha. Then the king Shishuna, he annexed the kingdom of the Avanti, Kosala, Vaksa, all these get emerged in the Magadha. Nearly the entire part of northern part of India came under the control of the Magadha, and that was how the Magadha Empire took shape. Then here the Nanda king, Nanda king of the Magadha. The Nandas ruled, and the Nandas ruled the Magadha Empire in between 364 BCE and 324 BCE. And they are this Nandas means the Nandas king. The Nandas king, they had set up a good administrative system wherever it is necessary, and in such a way they set up their administrative system so that you they can run the huge empire. Because if there is a huge empire, if there is a huge empire, it is necessary to have the proper administrative system. And the Nanda kings, means whoever the Nanda kings, they have four column army. Means four column army means the four particular the powerful column that are the infantry, cavalry, chariots, and the elephants. Means for the war, it is they need the soldiers who can fall with the enemy by sitting on the by standing on the land. So that is the infantry and the cavalry. Cavalry means the peoples who are fighting or having war by sitting on horseback. Chariot means this one horse horse pull the cart. And the elephants, you know, the elephants they are using for they are all are using for the war. Okay, and this Nandas, which one? These Nandas also introduced this system of standard weight and measure. Just like we have also standard weight and measures, that standard weight or measures, that is that 1 kg, 2 kg, 1 liter, 2 liter, we have that. But such kind of things were started by the Nanda kings at the beginning. Otherwise, what happened? Otherwise, what happened? The peoples, the peoples in the beginning, they have their trade by the barter system. Okay, so this who introduced the standard weight and measures, they are the Nandas. Okay, then this king Dhanananda, that king Dhanananda was the last king of the Nanda dynasty. But then by this time, the Magadha Empire, they have extended, means they have expanded their geographical boundaries up to the Punjab in the west. However, during the Dhananand's time, when there is a Dhanananda, during the time of the Dhanananda time, a very powerful and youth has come. The name of that youth is known as the Chandragupta Maurya. Chandragupta Maurya, he has established, who has established, Chandragupta Maurya has established the Maurya Empire. And with the help of his Chanakya teacher, the teacher is always guide to the students. In the same way, Chanakya is also guiding his favorite student Chandragupta Maurya, and then later on in ahead in future the same is become a king of the Maurya Empire. Okay, then the Chandragupta Maurya, he won. Who? Chandragupta Maurya won Patliputra and came the Nandas area, and they laid the foundation of the Maurya Empire. Who? Chandragupta Maurya. And the next chapter we are going to learn about the various information about the foreign invasion. Okay, student. So we have so so students, we have finished with our lesson. What we have learned in this lesson, that the Janapadas and the Mahajanpadas. In Janapadas and the Mahajanpadas, what we have learned. So students, listen. What we have learned in a Janapadas, that in there are two things for there for human settlement, that are the Janapadas and the Mahajanpadas. Janapadas. Okay, Janapadas. When this the period of 1000 BC to 600 BC, that period is known as the pre-Vedic period. That period is known as the pre-Vedic period. And it is said that from the sources of history we come to know, in that time only the Janapadas, they started to spread. But from where it gets started? From Afghanistan. From Afghanistan, which is in the north direction of the Bengal, even it is Bengal, east part of the Odisha and some part of the Maharashtra also, that we have learned. And even we have also learned that the Janapadas is also called as the Ashma. And this part today's right now it is in Maharashtra, that we have learned. Okay, and again for the administration of any village we need a people, and we have the gram panchayat system. We have right now we have the ministry, we have in villages we have the gram panchayat, zilla parishad. But during that time, when during the ancient period of time, we have the Gana Parishad, and in Gana Parishad they are having only senior citizen of that particular Jana Parishad. Okay, then we have learned with that. But in Gana Parishad, what they will discuss, they discuss and they try to solve the problems of that particular villages. Whatever the problems are there, whatever how the problems can be solved, or such kind of discussion has made in this Gana Parishad. Okay, students, so that this Gautam, again we have learned that the Gautam Buddha held from Shakya. The Gautam Buddha held Shakya, Shakya Republic, and every Janapada has their coin age. So students underline this sentence, that every Janapadas have dash. Every Janapadas have dash. They have their coinage. What they do have their coinage. So it is very important. And that again we have learned the Mahajan Padas. In Mahajan Padas, what we have learned, if any Janapadas, they become so stronger, and they have expanded, their geographical boundaries, that is known as the Mahajan Padas. Okay, and the Mahajan Pada, okay, there were 16 Mahajan Padas. There were how many? 16 Mahajan Pada, and the important were 4, which are Vatsa, Kosala, Avanti, and the Magda. Okay, then the Kosala and the Avanti get merged in the Magda, that we have learned. Then our next thing what we have learned, the rise of the Magda Empire. The rise of the Magda Empire. The Bimbisara, the son of the Bimbisara is the Ajatshatru. Ajatshatru is the notable king, noteworthy king of the Magadha. It's a noteworthy king of the Magadha, and he has expanded his camera. Okay, so that we have learned. So here the person who switch on their camera, beta, please switch off that camera. Okay, good boy. Okay, so students, that we have learned. Then at the time of the Bimbisara, Rajgriha was the capital of the Magadha. Then later on, at the time of the Ajatshatru, he expanded the Magadha Empire. Then Patliputra. What? Patliputra is the capital of the Magadha Empire. Okay, that we have learned about it. Okay, so that next one, Nanda King. So Nanda King, what we have learned, that they have proper administrative system. They have the four army, that is infantry, cavalry, infantry, cavalry, and the chariots, and the fourth one is the elephant. So with this, the strong the strong fourfold army, they can administrate this Magadha empire, get power. And the king Dhanananda, what? The king Dhanananda is the last king. King Dhanananda is the last king of the Nanda king. Why? Because a young youth, a most powerful boy has come. The name of that boy is the Chandragupta Maurya. That Chandragupta Maurya, he established the Maurya Empire. Okay, so that next in the next lesson we will learn about the how the Chandragupta Maurya is established Maurya Empire, and how they run that empire. We are going to learn in a next lesson.